since our last show, we've officially signed Kyle Lowry. This is a kind of speculation. So one roster spot down, 2 to go. And as we expected, we brought back Philly's own Kyle Lowry. Now, there's some speculation here that Lowry is going to start when he's active. So a couple questions for you guys. What do you think Lowry brings to this squad? And what do you make about Kyle Lowry possibly starting next to Maxey when he's healthy and available?
Well, I think I've spoken on it. When we had Pat, I didn't think it was a move that was necessary. Now that Pat is gone, the veteran influence, veteran experience, veteran locker room experience. So it's definitely needed, especially as we keep, as it appears every time you watch, we appear to be younger in our guys that are playing. So definitely helps from that perspective. We know who Kyle is for his career. As far as starting, this one's tough because I don't think the starting is because he's a better option as much as I think it's a better option for him to be a starter over a reserve. So I don't necessarily think that it's the best option for, like I said, for us. As you know, as a Sixers team, I'm not sure if I'm not certain if that's the best option, but I do think from Kyle's perspective, it may be better for him to be a starter than come off the bench, and you kind of need a different kind of energy and stuff coming off the bench. It's not always easy for a lot of guys.
And he was playing 28 minutes a game with Miami. Before that, he was playing straight 30s for the past 10 years. So starting now or starting when we have everyone back, it might be a little different there, right? Starting now, playing 25, 30 minutes a game a night while we have all these injuries, I think that's a great plan.
Yeah, I was assuming when everyone's back. Yes.
So you're saying the whole start, even when everyone's back,
yeah.
possible.
I was saying in retrospect of everyone playing outside of maybe Joel. Yeah.
I agree with you. I think even if he does start, I don't want to see him playing 28, 30 minutes a night. He's 37, almost 38 actually. I don't want his legs to be jello by the playoffs, so I like to keep his minutes in the 18 max 25 range to be effective for the playoffs. I'd be okay starting him. I just don't. Who are we starting him over? You're benching Melton. You're benching Heald. You're bringing those guys off the bench now. So it's like,
that's what I'm saying. That's why I said I don't think it's necessarily better for us. It's better for him though.
Yeah.
And what are you gonna do? You gonna play him off the ball? You gonna take so Maxey's an all-star and we're gonna take him off the ball? Like, what are we doing?
Yeah. I think it just makes more sense to bring him off the bench. That way you can just start staggering your lineups. Have him in there playing sole point guard without Maxey, have him playing there a little with Maxey, just to kind of mix it up a little bit. And the way Heald's been playing, I don't think you can bench him either. And Melton's been a starter, and it's not like he was playing poorly before he went down. So, to bench him for Lowry, it'd be kind of weird. But as far as, what he brings, leadership, toughness, I think you named it all in that one. We knew that him and Beverly had a little redundancy with the way they played. He has a little versatility. I don't know what his defensive rating was this year, but he always had a knack for guarding guys that were slightly bigger than him too. So, he's not necessarily like a defensive weakness by any means. And shooting around 39% this year, only 4.5 attempts. So he'll get a lot of open looks when all the guys are back between Embiid, Maxey, Tobias, and Buddy. And if he keeps hitting 39%, we might go from one of the bottom 3-point shooting teams to one of the top 3-point shooting teams.
Yeah, and also he came into the season in the best shape of his career. So those were some of the quotes I read coming into the season because a lot of people make fun of him for his being kind of being a little husky, and people make fun of him for that. He came in this year in the best shape, he said. So and he was shooting around 40% from 3 this year. So sounds like a good fit. But I think if he comes back, Melton's coming back from his injury, maybe maybe they say he's starting out while Melton kind of gets, ramped up in kind of more game shape.
Yeah.
I don't know. And then Melton overtakes the job, but I don't know.
They're going to play around with it and see what works best.
Yeah, but so you're saying that Buddy, do you all agree that Buddy's more of a 2 than he is a 3? Is that, because at this rate, so if Lowry does start, it'd be Lowry, Maxey, and then Buddy at 3. Is that what like you would think it would go with?
He played 3 in Indiana.
No, I wouldn't necessarily say he's more of a 3 than a 2. I think those are, and nowadays are almost the same position. When you see a guy that's playing 2, but he, you think KCP from Denver, who's a 2, but he's going to guard the 1, 2, 3. So it really, like I think I've told you guys before, the position is really about who you guard more so than what you play on the offensive end. So if we, it's who you guarding. So if we're playing, Boston, who's going to guard who? That's going to kind of determine what you are.
Yeah, it's true.
Jalen
Look
Brown listed as
Bruce Brown.
I know last year Jalen Brown was listed as the guard and Tatum was the forward. But if you watch him play, you think Tatum's the guard and Brown's the forward.
Yeah, exactly.